There's the first button. Oops. That's the second button. I think, yep. Alright. Welcome to Space Engineers in the Morning. I'm the Blind Gaming Guy. This is our playthrough of Space Engineers 2. We are... I think we're rating up for the very last mission in the Verdure sector. Sorry, I gotta silence my phone before it rings on us in the middle of this. And, what was I saying? And, then we will head off to the chemic station. We'll run through the missions there. We are going to blast through the missions as quickly as we can here, and then look at moving forward from there. Let's go ahead and keep it. It might speed up this mission. I was going to dump all of our ship's inventory, but so last week we had that crash and then update. That update fixed the floating projections where I had to do my builds right next to my base or they didn't work right. Yes, that was fixed with the last one. And yeah, my mic is working. Everything's working right? You guys got sound. Looks like you have sound. Yeah, looks like everything's right. Alright. Oh, good morning to you as well, Tallman. Oh, let's stop with that unknown signal. They are often quite productive. And it's on our way to our contract. Plus, it looks like it takes us away from that hostile turret. This looks like another debris-filled signal. What do we got here? Let's start right here. Some steel plate. Steel plate, a little bit of glass. What's in here? I just know if I bump it, it will try to fly away from me. Not a lot of any of these things. What is going on? 1 second. There we go. Okay, what do we get here? A couple of the new data pads. Rocket, Gatling box, rifle mag. Some more. So since I know this one's a health thing. Yeah, that'll work. Now, obviously, right next to the ship, I could just put everything in it after I finish the look at everything. That's just a section of broken reactor. Needs a little bit of wire to fix. Just grind it down. Actually, those reactor cores. Cargo container. And okay. Where is it at? There it is. We still haven't named our shuttle. Alright, we want that. We'll keep that. Definitely keep that. No. That's what I was trying to do. Hold on, I'm trying to read these. I don't want to move it, I want to read it. This is unfair if this sinks. Yes, but how do I read them? Maybe I have to just be in my inventory. Ah, that's how you do it. I am allergic to birch pollen. I flew across the stars, landed on a new world, and found a plant that looks exactly like a birch. We are thousands of light years away from Earth. It cannot be birch. It hates me anyway. Request antihistamines and additional and emotional support. Just in case. Auto defenses came online without my input. That shouldn't be possible. If you're reading this, keep your distance. Some systems don't like being watched. Wake up. Oh, he got shot by his own turret. What that sounds like. Alright. Let's stay on this side of that turret. as we approach the contract. We don't want to get eaten. Even though, truth be known, we've already taken out a turret. Oh, look at all the loot, or all the ores here, including magnesium. Do I have a... not. We'll slap a drill on the front of this thing and get some magnesium. See if I have the stuff on me to build a drill. Gee. And I should just plug right in. Alright. Steel plate, wire, compressor. It's the 6 compressors that might cause us trouble. Nope, we don't have them. Oh, man. Do I have anything on my ship with compressors? No, you don't. Let me just see if there's anything at all. There is nothing with a compressor on it. Oh, man. Hopefully we can get that as we go here. Alright, what do we got? A missile is aimed at the turret. Construct the conveyor line and launch from the control seat to weaken their defense. Steel plate, electronic parts, and wire. Oh, I actually had emptied the ship. Oh, well, I guess. Let's look at what's around here. We have a reactor, we have a gear forge. We have a bullfrog with 4 Gatling guns attached to it. An assembler. We have a nice little base here, actually. Well, since we came here with none of the things we need to do any of this stuff, I guess we're gonna go looking for... Well, let's see if there's anything in these. There's uranium in the reactor. That would be a no. There's nothing in these. Alright. Let's start with the basic orders. iron, of course, being the most basic and most used. Right. There's 5,000 iron. Pull back a little bit. And sorry, something weird popped up. Alright, where's the nickel at? We saw it a minute ago. Going in there. Silicon. Nickel, there it is. So the two most basic things. Alright, we did just see silicon right here right by us as well. So add silicon. You really don't get a lot of silicon per click. Where's the stuff now? There we go. Okay, it still needs copper to build. The good news is everything that we could possibly need for our ship is, or to build the that's still need copper. Oh, this is so nice to be able to just do this. And essentially weld everything we want to weld. And we know this bullfrog won't last. Because we can't use it. I can't do anything with it, so. There has to be a cargo container here, right? Yes, there is. I thought there had to be. Alright. Now, main thing we need is copper. Beautiful. Yeah, I thought we might be having that issue as well. We'll move these up in priority, and that'll fix that. There. That will deal with some of the jerky you guys are seeing, I think. Looks like it might have. A recent update in Windows messed with some things I don't like it messing with. Let's check that one. Yeah, I think I fixed it. Oh, we got plenty of copper now. Provided I can find my way back to base. Grab some magnesium this way. Considering how expensive magnesium was to buy. Considering we haven't used 2,000 magnesium for everything we've made so far with bullets, I do believe that we are going to be in very good shape with magnesium for a while. I also believe we're going to need to increase the number of guns on our shuttle if this bullfrog is running 4. Considering how beat up our ship got when we challenged the cargo ship. While having a drill on the front of the ship would also increase our ship's lifespan in combat, because drills have a ton of HP. Having additional firepower will definitely help too, so I guess we need to fix that as well. Alright, how are we doing? I know I'm overkilling my magnesium mining, but it was expensive. Alright. There we go. Ooh, I barely landed that. And yes, that's for me in yellow. Sorry. Silicon. Okay. Let's see. Missile. Hydrogen tank. Auto. Hydrogen thrusters. We only need the big one. Which one's the big one? The 2-meter one. Hydrogen thruster, 2-meter. Thrust override is already set. So all we need to do is release the connector. If that's all we need to do, I want to watch. Well, it said it was ready to go. Not that. Battery. Ah. The tank is the problem. Tank. Charge. Okay, so there's no ice. I know I saw ice here somewhere. There we go. A bunch of ice. Guess I can always use it on my ship too. There. There's a lot of ice in that hole. There we go. Let's dump. Ooh, some of those are in the wrong direction. Alt. Oh, it's gonna be a pain. Fine. Puts most of it on my ship. Surely there's an H2O2 on this thing. Assembler, cargo, reactor, connector, gear forge, H2O2. Ah, wrong button. Space Engineer's one button combo. And was it a 7 days to die button combo? I'm freaking confused. Alright, now we're ready to go. How full is the tank? Tank is fully charged. Alright, ready? Set. 12-pound connector. Go! Oh, it disappeared into the distance. Though something has been gone in the other base, so... We definitely found combat easier in this one. It has no ammo. Well, I guess we're using our nose. Well, there's what's left of a turret right there. So the missile took out the turret. What else is in here that we have to worry about? Button G, I guess. Character gear. Rocket launcher. And a rifle. Alright, we should be ready to go then. Any hidden turrets? Anything go shoot at me? I don't like to be shot at. Okay, actually it looks like the missile did all the work and we don't have to do anything. Which is at least relieving. If not as much fun. That turret is messed up. Although looking at it, not that bad actually. Lost its steel plate is all. Well, that was I'm surprised it didn't shoot back. It looked really messed up, but if I had welded that up, it would have been... If I had welded my own, it would have activated them. I don't know. I guess we need to weld one up and see when they activate, don't we? I guess it could have deactivated because of not having any power, but it was all blown to pieces too. I'm going to get our ship. It will just make it easier. This base has lots of iron at it. Not a lot else. Alright, so this one over here was the one where I was getting all the loot. We already emptied these, right? No. Yay. Some more rifle mags. Lots of chrome coatings. For those of us who like shiny things. Okay. We'll grind him down in a minute after we finish the mission. It won't fail me. Let's start with back here. Wants us to take their reactor offline. Can we check the reactor's inventory first? Okay. No uranium in here. It is now not an issue. Take out these batteries while we're here too. And let's grab Jin. My inventory is full. Let's come back and finish it. Yeah. Yep, took out the power, so there's no more grab Jin. Alright, back to the grab Jin. Don't see anything else here. Now this over here has power somehow, separate from the other one. Holy cow. Loads of goodies. To drag now. Ding 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 ding. There we go. Almost missed this. Not that was a lot to miss, but almost missed it. Let's just cut the batteries from here on. Actually, the batteries are better for me to carry the way I play than the health. Alright. Take out the cargo before we take out the gear forge. Do the same thing here. Alright. Now, next step is to take this bullfrog, fly it up here. And make it no more. At least the good parts of it. Until King finds a way to give us the ownership control of these so that we can build on them, they are throwaway ships. I get why King doesn't give us control, because the way they have the PCU set up, if they give us control of all these ships, or ownership of all these ships from the very beginning, there may not be any PCU left for us to build our own creations. And why that makes it perfectly understandable that they don't give us all of them. There should be, like there is in Space Engineers 1, a option to change ownership. And I'm sure there will be in the future. That's what happens when you play a game that's still in early alpha. By the way, a game in alpha means it's still in playtest mode, not in debug mode even. Because not even all of the base components are in the game yet. And Keen has acknowledged all that. Not only by calling it alpha, but simply by being very transparent with where they're at on the project. And what comes next, which is always nice. And that we're getting goodies all the time, it makes it quite easy to look forward to the next one rather than be upset with King. I mean, we just got the our first set of moving blocks, which I cannot think of the term as mechanical blocks. We got our first set of mechanical blocks, the pistons and rotors, which I've yet to have a reason to build. But I promise I will soon enough. But we have to get further into the contracts before we can. And I am pretty serious about bringing the bee back. Yeah, that's everything of real use on the ship. Actually, there's 2 more gyros, but gyros don't have a whole lot in them here. I touched the ship. I touched it. It's moving. give it a good shove now. There we go, that one's really going. Alright, I'll get rid of both of those. Now, back to the base the first base of this mission. Yes, that was completely unnecessary but fun. I thought we would get more combat in. Alright, so where... Alright, here it is. I figured there would be. What do you need to make a compressor? 6, actually. Compressor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lock doesn't have ingredients. That's fine. There we go. Copper. Looks like the only thing we need is copper. Which we have some here. Actually, it's some wire on us. Let's stick that in there. Smelter's inventory. We'll just throw the copper into there too. Production queue, inventory man. Sure enough.
Inventory full.
Chamber, turbine blades, compressor, nickel. Okay, everything is empty. The ship is sitting at a listing direction for some reason. My finger just went numb for some silly reason. Uranium did not fit there. Cover the uranium. Steel plate. We're gonna go ahead and throw it like it needed. So many bar. need wire. There we go. And off we go. Alright, now we have a drill for speeding up our mineral gainery. Why is my device not connected? Alright. Now, to disassemble this base. Take out this battery, which apparently has all the power because I took the uranium out already. And we are going to run out of room.
Inventory
right there.
full.
Hey, just let's double click all that in. Yay. There's the smelter, H2O2. Takes a minute to grind. Oh, I need to upgrade it. Tools. I miss my upgraded tools.
Inventory full.
For the 2.5 update, we had the heavier tools, but you know. 2.5. Vertical slice. Whatever the last 2 point whatever was. Ah, there's the hidden cargo container. Well, whenever we get to reactors, we have components for them now. Is it 2 reactors on this mission alone? That's the other thing I can't wait for them to figure out how to make the computer do on its own. Cargo container 1's full. Move to cargo container 2. For heaven's sake. Okay. Had caps lock on. It somehow had num lock off. Oh, weird. Apparently I have to turn the Gatling cannon. There's both of them, actually. All right. There we go. And finally, there we go. Alright, looks like we're going to need motors, steel tubes, and steel plate. Okay. Steel tubes. Oh, surely there's some motors in there. Motors. Steel plate. See how far that gets us. Construction components. Where are the construction components? Well, that's an easy one. I am sure we have more of those. Okay. Well, that side's fully built. I'm going to guess that we can put out some firepower now. Alright, according to that, now everything is built. Which allows us to put all this back. And we are now good to go. And that hides the cockpit. Hopefully we can still shoot out over that. Oh, I think we'll be alright. We'll have to see. You know what? We can see. Alright, with 6 Gatling guns, we can do a fair amount of damage. And they're right with us, so they're not pretty accurate too. Alright, well, now we know that. And now, let's see. We pretty well destroyed that mag, but ice. Ice, there was a lot of ice down in here. If we can figure out how to get our ship in there. Oh. Oh yeah. Let's forget. A small miner is better at this than the shuttleless. As you can see, the shuttle is way better than doing this by hand. Magnesium we ground out, and lead. Wait, we were out of lead. We had to go and buy lead. We scraped ourselves on something. We call it good with 60,000 ice. Guess that depends on how many trips down to the planet we make, huh? Alright, let's see if we can't extract ourselves from this hole. Alright, nickel, lead. Lead's over this way. Is all of that lead? All of that's lead, okay. Chunk of lead for us. We don't have to go buy it again. This is the first time we've seen lead. Now I know there is more to see here in the Verdure sector than we have thus far seen. And we will be back to explore it. Especially since, as things stand now, we can't move everything at our base. We would have to build a much larger ship. Since we're not going to build a much larger ship, we will have to fairly often come to Verdure to go back to the Verdure section to build new things. But as things stand now, we have everything we need to finish this here last contract, and I believe from there head to Chemic. Those rings are so cool. Those were done beautifully. The art department deserves major credit there. And while the shuttle here is still very bare bones and desperately needs naming, it is got all the functionality we really need from a ship at the moment. Unless any of you can come up with a functionality the ship currently lacks. I think it needs to be that way. Oh, we're coming straight at it from above. Which direction we need to go? Backwards. There it is. And now for the huge bang. I clearly have not worked on that yet. I'll agree it needed to be better than it was, but oof, it comes down hard. And contracts. Complete. Grab the Predator sector colonize. Fuel-based energy tier 2. And fast travel unlocked. I don't need Gatling ammo on me. Probably don't need that much rifle mag on me either. We've got 17. Yeah. We're going to drop the rocket launcher for now too. Alright. Less than half full. Is there any reason we shouldn't go ahead and jump with what we have on us? You know what, let's go ahead and empty most of our stuff out. I know this will shock most of you, but that was the first time I'd actually noticed the hexagons. Sorry, I was actually flying by shadow. Which is probably not the best way to fly. Oh, look neat. Alright, tab. Let's empty the shuttle. Things that are unneeded. Go ahead and keep the nickel. Keep that. We'll keep the ores that we have. That tiny bit of cobalt's not going to help much, but you know, whatever. Send the magnesium. Definitely send the ice. Full. We have it full? Surely not. We don't need uranium on us. Tiny bit of chromium, tiny bit of cobalt, tiny bit of gold. Those four will keep. Just ditching everything we don't want on us for this. Okay, apparently we're moving into another cargo. Here we go. Actually, no, it's not a lot, but we have all those in quantity up here. Iron. Definitely will keep the ice, cargo container connector, drills, etc. Alright, and let's pull some ice for us. How are we doing on ice now? H2O2s are full. We have quite a bit of ice. There's 49 boxes. 48. Really? Oh, it will hold 5 per, so I guess that's... It was irritating me. keeps all the Gatling guns nice and loaded up, right? 18 extra boxes. Lots of ammo for our Gats. My inventory is pretty well emptied. I have to check control panel, not the shuttle, the platform, batteries. Okay, both batteries are 100% with plenty of storage, or plenty of power with not being empty. So, as things stand, this base can last forever. I am not going to change it then. Its shadow kind of looks like a modern fighter jet. Sorry. Oh, it crashed! I went to take a picture and it crashed. What the heck? Oof. Ow. Well now. I really did tell it to take a screenshot and boom. Yes, I had to restart on 2.2 because if you didn't restart on 2.2, you didn't get all the new features. So I soft restarted, I'd have to look back, I think 4 or 5 episodes ago. And, we went forward again. The reason I called it a soft restart is I offline blasted through all of the planetary stuff that hadn't changed. And just started at the station, whatever it's called. Right, I can figure out where it's at the moment. The Lation Station. That's where we started at this time. KMK. I hope that answered what you were trying to say. There will be NPCs in Vertical Slice 5, I believe, is where those come in. Or maybe it's 4. 3 is the water planet. Yeah, 4 is NPCs. 4 is NPCs and I will tell you, the armed cargo ships will tear you up if you don't approach them carefully enough. Oh, I have to redo the whole Renegade base and everything? Oh, which means I am already in turret range. Drop the HUD, V. knowing where it is. Can I wipe it out from here? Okay, this is already after I've totaled out. Okay, well, I guess I see how far back we are now. I deleted from the most recent save that there was. No, I just hit continue, so this was the most recent backup save where it crashed. Yeah, apparently it hadn't had a more recent save than this one. Isn't the end of the world, it just doesn't have my small changes to the ship itself or the finish grinding out this. Probably 15 minutes of gameplay. Frustrating, but not the end of the world. I actually do know how to get all the backup saves. But no, I didn't need to do that. It was the most recent save was the one I wanted to use, so I know I have certain things I do weird in here, but I'm not exactly new. I do appreciate the offer, however. I'd rather have someone trying to help than telling me I'm foolish, which I'm sure I am at times. Last time we came in here, we were far more cautious. But since we already know there's nothing here, we'll just grind everything down and be happy about it. I don't know, I take a lot of enjoyment in Space Engineers 2 already. There is a lot of things it needs to catch back up to its predecessor, but its predecessor has been out for how long? And this one's still in early alpha, so I'm pretty sure I can handle and counsel patience at this point. That is true. A lot of people don't know how to move around the different parts of Space Engineers, but a lot of people don't know how to access their backup saves in Space Engineers 1. That's more of a power user thing. For those of us who have way too many hours into Space Engineers. I wish they would let us change the number of backup saves like they do in Space Engineers 1. That way we could have more than the 5. It definitely would be helpful at times. Especially for us content creators. I am sure it's my fault that was that way, but it drives me nuts. There's multiple stacks of the same object in the same cargo container. After that, it just gives my eyes more things to get stuck on. So, clearly you play Space Engineers 1 and 2 KMK. How is your, what am I trying to say? I was trying to say something, my brain stopped. Really wish it would stop doing it. It would do that on its own. Just trying to say something. I really don't care about most of this stuff. I like fear in games, more pirates. So, which mods do you use in Space Engineers 1 to provide you your pirates? Are you someone who goes all in with the, oh, what is that terrible one? Terribly dangerous one. Not like it's terrible. It's a great mod, actually. But someone who's horrible at combat like me, not so much. I know there's orcs in there that uses a tries to look like the Warhammer 40k orc ship builds. That's not the one I'm trying to think of. And truthfully, the thing we actually want out of here are the 2 ions. And probably the gold threads out of the other one, ions. So basically all we really care about is the ion thrusters. The rest of the bullfrogs are not particularly interesting. Reavers, yes, that's the one I'm trying to think of. Thank you. I can say that the orcs are nasty though. They, the orc one, because I played with it once and was building a really nice ground base on the Earth-like and had a 3-story tall orc ship drop down and just absolutely wreck my base. Back when I first thought I was starting to learn a little bit about Space Engineers. Several thousand hours ago. I guess not several thousand, but at least 1,000 hours ago in Space Engineers. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do in the real world? when you're not shooting up reavers. Alright, that was just for fun and profit. Mostly fun. Not really profit. Not gaining anything shooting that up. But it was fun. You play other games in the real world. Alright. If you like games with danger and pirates, have you tried the X series? I used to love X3 Reunion before I went blind. You might look into the X games. X3 Reunion, Terran Conflict, which is considered the best of the series, Farnham's Legacy, and then X4. They are very different sandbox type space combat game. Quite unique. And if you want a combat game, they have plenty of combat mixed in too. Plus there's trading, base building, economy, politics, the whole 9 yards. No block by block construction like you get in Space Engineers, but definitely a series if you're into space combat and a huge universe. X will definitely provide that. And typically the games are quite cheap. And I'm only talking about them as a fan, not anything else. Like I said, I put a lot of hours into X3 back when I owned it on CD. I did rebuy it on Steam, and I have played it a little bit, but my eyesight makes playing it quite challenging. Alright, we had to pull these off because they were rotated wrong. We removed these. Goes there that direction, that one goes there that direction. Now we put one right there on top. And we need to put the spotlight back up. And go back to all blocks. Grab my light armor block. Energy. Battery unlocked. Larger solar panel unlocked. Put those there like that. Those there like that. And we can put our little drill right there again. Alright, and now we know we're going to need what do we have? We need even more of those. We need more of that. Compressors look like nothing in there apparently. Some more ion chambers. Do I not have any compressors in here? I do not. I have some in my base though. Oh, I need some wire I didn't grab. And more motors. Okay, wire and motors. Alright, everything on that side's done, which we just fell off our base. Alright, everything's done. Alright, so now we have massively increased our ammo or our guns back to where they were. Alright. Now this is where it did not save last time. There we go. Now I won't have to worry about it crashing if it crashes on me when I try to take a screenshot again. Because I want that pretty screenshot. Actually, if I rotate it this way... Ah! Oh, come on. There. Bring ourselves... There. Now I just gotta get my camera where I want my camera. Sometimes it's easier to just do it yourself. Now, screenshot. Why was that? Why did that cause a crash? I am standing by. That shadow makes it kind of look like a modern fighter jet. Even if in reality it looks nothing like a modern fighter jet. How are we doing on time? 15 minutes. Well, at least we'll have time to pop into the next station and get our next mission, even if we won't have time to run it. And of course I rotated the wrong way up. There we go. Okie and contract terminal. Complete. Close. Colonization progress achieved. New fast travel lane opened. Fuel-based energy tier 2. What is it calling fuel-based energy? It's not like we have hydrogen power. It's just bigger It's just the reactor. Yeah. I didn't think there was anything yet. I didn't empty the ship this time. You know what? We're not going to. Alright. Off to Chemic we go. Let's actually look at... Where is it at? Where is it at? There it is. And we will be back. Fast travel. Oh wow, they major overhauled Chemic. If you haven't been to Chemic before the vertical slice, you wouldn't know, but this did not used to have a docking port. You know, it was a flat landing pad. Let's look around. They made a large ship docking out here on the end on both stations. Gotta say I like that. The airlocks that don't do anything yet. What's out here? I like to just explore. Oh, no loot. Oxygen tank and med bay. Pair of gear forges. Though they aren't hooked up to a conveyoring system. Power center. What else do we find? Oh look, it actually tells you medbay that way. a barracks for NPCs. It's the second bathroom. This one's in a barracks, so you know. I'm guessing the other one was public and this one's, you know, barracks. I guess this is to show that the base is still under construction. Okay. Trade terminal, which somehow sells less stuff than the ventilation station. I guess that's good to know. We have 2 missions to start off. Production Tier 2, Gas Production Tier 2. And Hybrid Movement, that's going to be bigger hydrogen thrusters. You definitely get more blocks from this one. So let's do this one. However, it will be the first thing we run next time. Wrong direction. If anyone comes up with a better name to call the shuttle, I would happily rename it. So feel free to put comments in on how to rename the shuttle. As always, I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to noon on Twitch, and then over the weekend the Twitch streams will show up over on YouTube, because as I'm not partnered yet, Twitch takes down my videos every 7 days, so I have to constantly download and re-upload them to YouTube. I also stream on YouTube from 12:30 to 3:30 every Tuesday and Thursday, though I am playing in Space Engineers 1 over there. Hope you can join me in both places. And I will be back on Tuesday. So, until next time, I hope your days go great.